Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news we're staying on top of: a Durham death investigation. A child is dead and another is in the hospital. The latest from police as we try to learn if there have been any arrests.
And our next weather maker will be crossing the country tomorrow, bringing us some rain on Sunday. I'll show you the timeline and how much you can see.
Austin Thompson's sentencing. A final decision is expected today on whether or not the Hedingham shooter will become eligible for parole. The final arguments from the defense and prosecution.
And President Donald Trump will be at Fort Bragg. How he's expected to thank special forces involved in the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Those and other stories, actually a lot of stories that we're covering from overnight here this Friday morning on WRAL News. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. It is Friday the 13th, ahead of Valentine's Day weekend. You can see the light display here at downtown Cary Park. Some hearts there, and we also have some hearts in Franklinton. Elizabeth is tracking our temperatures for us.
Yeah, a lot of people in the spirit here. We love this display here in Franklinton. Happy Valentine's to everyone tomorrow. 30 degrees. Our temperature as we're stepping out the door, so it is chilly out there. We've had a little bit of a wind chill, so that's why I pulled that up. At this point, we're not looking at a big drop, except over here in Fayetteville, it feels like 24. It's 26 in Southern Pines, it's 30 in the Triangle, and 24 in Rocky Mount. Temperatures are about 5 to 10, almost 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Sunshine all day with a high of 52, which is similar to yesterday. And then Saturday really looks nice. We're going to add about 10 degrees to that, so it'll be a nice day to be outside. We will see increasing clouds, but Saturday and Saturday night stay dry. Coming up, we'll walk through the timeline for Sunday. Much of the day looks wet, but not all of it. And we'll talk about how much rain we could see. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:01, we're going to start outside, give you a live look at US 1 and 64 near the Cary Parkway exit. Traffic flowing at a nice steady clip, and we're still seeing some low traffic volume this time of the morning, but you know, it's Friday, so I get it. As we widen out the view, we're not seeing any delays on any of the major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wade County area. US 1, I-87 coming in out of Nidell, and I-40 east and westbound, delay-free right now. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Breaking news. One child is dead. Another is in the hospital in Durham. Police are investigating the death as a homicide. Ali Calabar is live at the scene on Chartwell Court in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, police have been there for almost 12 hours now. What are you seeing?
Yeah, Renee, it's been more than 12 hours and this investigation is still active. It's all happening behind that police tape right there. Police tape is surrounding this home, and we can see even some officers, investigators at the front door right there. That's where we've seen a lot of activity. But we want to show you what we've seen just within the past few hours here. About 30 minutes ago, we saw a tow truck take away an SUV that was parked in the driveway, possibly using that for evidence. Also, we've seen another forensics crew show up and continue this investigation. And taking you back to just yesterday evening, this video from Sky 5 shows several Durham police cars and EMS in front of a home on Chartwell Court. You can see a person being taken away in an ambulance. Late last night, we learned from police officers found 2 small children unresponsive at this house around 5:30. Both were taken to the hospital and 1 child died. Police radio traffic indicates 3 people needed treatment.
I'm going to have at least 3 patients, 2 pediatrics and 1 adult that I can tell right now.
And we're working to confirm this information with police. They have said that this is a homicide investigation. They have identified a possible person of interest. We're working to get some answers this morning as we have reached out to Durham police. Of course, when we hear back, we'll let you know. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
Happening today, Raleigh mass shooter Austin Thompson will learn whether he will be eligible for parole. And the judge in Thompson's sentencing hearing is expected to make that decision this morning. Thompson pleaded guilty to killing 5 people in Raleigh's Hedingham community in 2022. And after 2 weeks of testimony, attorneys presented their closing arguments yesterday. The prosecution raised concerns about Thompson's problematic internet history, and both sides focused on the idea that an adverse reaction to acne medication caused him to carry out the shooting.
This is the Hail Mary that they want to hang their hat on, to say it wasn't really his fault. He's accepting responsibility, but give him this mitigation because it wasn't really his fault, because it was the drug that really made him do it.
It's odd I don't think there's another way to describe it. I'm baffled by it. That is Austin 2.0. The Austin who graduated. The Austin who chose to get baptized. Who chooses to engage with the religious services. Who has grown over the past 3 years.
And you can watch our coverage of the sentencing hearing on the WRAL YouTube channel. And make sure to watch the final day of the hearing. It starts at 9:30 this morning. You can watch that on WRAL.com and our YouTube channel.
We are following new measles developments in our area. Health officials confirmed another exposure, this time in Orange County. The contagious person in Orange County visited a Goodwill off of Weaver Dairy Road on February 6th. That now makes 10 different locations across our area that have been flagged for possible measles exposure. Health officials say an infected person visiting from South Carolina went to 5 locations in Raleigh. In Durham, an infected person traveled to 3 different locations. In Johnston County, someone came into the emergency room at UNC Health Johnston in Smithfield with measles. You can count on WRAL to track any new cases and exposure risks in our area. Find everything you and your family need to know about measles wherever you watch on our website and on WRAL News app.
Happening today, President Donald Trump will be visiting troops at Fort Bragg. Let's go ahead and bring in Kelsey Coffey. She's live right now talking about that story in Raleigh. And Kelsey, he's expected to meet with special forces involved in the capture of Nicolas Maduro.
Yes, Chris, we're just hours away from Air Force One landing here in North Carolina. First Lady Melania Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth will be joining President Trump for today's visit. The President and First Lady are scheduled to go to Pope Army Airfield, where they will meet with military families and members of the special forces who carried out an operation in Venezuela to capture President Nicolas Maduro. NBC News exclusively interviewed Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, yesterday.
Do you see Nicolas Maduro as the legitimate leader of Venezuela?
Sí, sin duda alguna.
So yes, I can tell you that President Nicolas Maduro is the legitimate president. They are both, President Maduro and Cilia Flores, the First Lady, are both innocent.
We'll have a crew there at Fort Bragg for the president's visit, and you can stay up to date on his trip on WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News. I'm in Raleigh.
Police in Arizona are releasing new information in the search for Nancy Guthrie, including new identifying details about the man seen on her front porch the morning she disappeared. Police say they are looking for a man between 5'9" and 5 feet 10 inches tall with an average build. They say he was also carrying a black 24-liter Ozark Trail hiking backpack, similar to the one you see in this picture. The FBI says it has received more than 13,000 tips since the day Nancy Guthrie was reported missing. The FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the case. WRAL has been following new developments in this case since the beginning. You can find our extensive coverage on the WRAL YouTube page. Just search Nancy Guthrie.
We're trying to learn more about a stabbing at the Moore Square bus station in Raleigh. What you're seeing here is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker last night. One person was taken to the hospital, and we are still trying to find out the extent of that person's injuries. There's a new chapter of the Sean Stiegel saga in Cary. The former town manager's car was mentioned in a police report. Newly released public records show a 2016 police report references that a car was spotted leaving a suspected drug house. The driver of the car was not identified, but officers ran the license plate and connected the car to Stiegel. Stiegel was not charged. Cary Police Chief Terry Soltz says that nothing in the newly released documents requires further action. And we also reached out to Cary's mayor about this. Harold Weinbrecht says, quote, "These documents are concerning and raise many questions for which we don't have answers, and we won't speculate on what happened nearly 10 years ago in the absence of facts and further evidence," end quote. We also reached out to Stiegel for a comment, but we haven't heard back.
Happening today, we're expecting to get new insight into how inflation is affecting your wallet. The latest consumer price index is set to be released this morning. It tracks the prices of items like food, gas, and housing. The new numbers are set to be released at 8:30. We are also expected to learn more about a planned economic announcement in Tarboro. That announcement is expected at 10 a.m. at the LS Cable System USA plant on Anaconda Road.
A 50-mile march across our state is getting closer to Raleigh. The Love Forward Together march led by Bishop William Barber crossed through Nash County yesterday, and it ends tomorrow on Valentine's Day at the state capitol. They're protesting what the group calls attacks against people who are poor and those who are low income, as well as gerrymandering efforts to suppress voters in North Carolina's midterm elections.
People are coming together over every race, creed, and color, saying it's time for love to lay out what our vision is. We've heard from hate, we've heard division, we've heard authoritarianism. But people are saying, wait a minute, that is not the whole story here.
Republicans in the General Assembly have defended the maps for the upcoming midterm elections. They say voters voted for President Trump's agenda and Republicans need an extra seat to implement it. They also say the maps drawn are legal.
Here in the WRAL Live Center, we are following that SpaceX launch to the International Space Station. You can see this photo here from NASA, but I also want you to take a look at the photos that we are getting into our newsroom from our viewers from around our viewing area. You can see these photos here. Our meteorologist did warn us and say that we would be able to see it from our viewing area, and you can see some of those photos here. So really exciting stuff. If you have taken any photos or videos yourself, please send it to us, WRAL.com/report it.
Yeah, some pretty awesome images. Thanks, Destiny. Your time is 6:10 this morning. Medal hot streak. Team USA is keeping up the momentum at the 2026 Winter Olympics. We'll tell you about what you can look for today.
And let's give you a live look at downtown Cary Park, the site of some Valentine's Day fun this weekend. We'll tell you about that event and more in Out and About.
And if you're headed out the door for some exercise this morning, yes, our temperatures are cold, down into the 20s this morning. By lunchtime, though, we're closer to mid-40s. We're talking more about the weekend with a warm-up, but some rain coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14. We were so lucky to have clear skies overnight last night, and early this morning at 5:15, the SpaceX rocket took off, headed to the ISS. And April Bennett sent us this photo from Eflin. We've gotten some great ones. Of course, Destiny was talking about some other ones just a few minutes ago. If you happen to take a photo, we'd love to see it. Go to WRAL.com/report it and send it our way. Look at this pretty sunrise. It's just starting here as we take a look westward at our, eastward at Garner from our Garner Tower camera. It is cold, 31 in Fayetteville, 26 in Southern Pines, 24 in Wilson, and Rocky Mount, it's 27 in Goldsboro. You'd think we're done with these cold temperatures. We are not yet. So mid-20s to low 30s heading out the door this morning. I would send the kids out with a heavy coat and, maybe even some sunglasses. Probably don't need the hats and gloves. We're going to be dry today and tomorrow, but Sunday we have a good chance for rain in our forecast. I'll show you when it starts. Ken?
Excellent, much needed rain. Dry conditions right now as we take a live look at I-40 and Harrison Avenue. Traffic flowing at a nice steady clip in all directions. That's what we're seeing in most of our major routes heading into Raleigh. Also, it's Friday, so you might be planning a weekend getaway or maybe start a vacation. We've checked all the routes heading into RD International, and you will get to your destination on time, especially if it's the airport. Coming up, we'll take a look at any delays that we're seeing coming into Raleigh.
Lots of fun Valentine's Day events across our area this weekend.
All right, let's talk about it in today's WRAL Out and About Best Bets.
The Valentine's fun starts tonight. The city of Raleigh is hosting a Pals and Gals Vintage Valentine's Party. The event will include drinks, chocolates, and crafts. It will be at the City of Raleigh Museum from 7 to 9 p.m. The event is for people 21 and older. A link to register and to buy tickets can be found on the City of Raleigh's website.
Oh, and for our runners, there will be a Cupid 5K run at Knightdale Station Park tomorrow. People are encouraged to dress for the occasion in pinks and reds and wings, if you have them. It's $20 to register, and the first 300 people will receive a race gift. That run starts at 8 a.m. And if you are still trying to find a spot for your date night, downtown Cary Park is an option. The town is hosting a date night event in the park. You can see those lights there that we showed you a bit ago, kind of getting in the mood. It will include live music, food, and interactive art projects. That event is designed for couples 16 and up. The event is tomorrow, and that is from 5 to 9 p.m. And for more weekend best bets, go to WRAL.com and search Out and About.
More medals for Team USA in Milan. The Americans are now tied for second in the overall medal count with 14, just 3 behind Italy. Jay Gray is following all of the action in the Winter Olympics. He joins us live from Milan with the latest. Buongiorno, Jay.
Buongiorno, Renee. It's great to talk to you this morning. And look, Team USA, as you talk about, really working toward taking the top spot in that and really on fire lately. Yesterday, though, we did get a glimpse at the strength, the determination that it takes to be an Olympian. 2 American superstars fighting through difficult injuries, but still delivering medals for Team USA.
Run for gold for Chloe Kim.
Here we go, Chloe Kim.
The halfpipe legend laying down a strong first run, fighting through a serious shoulder injury and flying to silver.
I wasn't thinking too much about what medal I was going to win. It was more just about coming out here, having good practices, staying in one piece. And so I'm really proud I was able to achieve that today.
Jessie Diggins with that final surge for the finish.
More American grit in the mountains with a rib injury after a crash in skiathlon. Jessie Diggins digging in to win the bronze in the cross-country 10K freestyle, falling to the ground as she crosses the finish line.
It's been one heck of a fight to get here, and all I wanted to do was just ski my heart out and just leave it all out on the course. And I told myself, I'm going to be proud, literally no matter what.
There's Matthew Kachuk for brother Brady. Shoots, he scores!
Team USA with a good first game in the men's Olympic hockey tournament. 4 players peppering the back of the net in a 5-1 win over Latvia.
The first one, it was special, and know that there's going to be many more to go, and just keep building off this effort.
They're back on the ice this weekend against Denmark. Tonight on the ice, Ilya Malinin, the quad god, entering the men's free skate with a 5-point lead and the clear gold medal favorite in men's singles.
Yeah, that's going to be so exciting to watch. Also tonight, the U.S. women's hockey team. They have been so strong in the Olympic tournament, 4-0 in the preliminary round, only allowing 1 goal against during that time. They now begin medal play, and they start in the quarterfinals against the host team, Italia. So it should be a lot of fun to see, Renee, a lot of opportunities for Team USA through the weekend.
Plenty to look forward to in this second full weekend of Olympic action. Jay Gray reporting live from Milan. Thank you.
He's dressed for the occasion with that quarter zip there. I assume it's keeping him nice and warm. I mean, weather-wise, is that going to work for today?
Actually, it's so funny. You expect it's Winter Olympics. It's got to be really cold.
Right.
But the forecast for today in Milan is 60.
Oh.
And you notice he's rarely in a big puffer coat. He's mostly just in those sweaters. And you may think, well, how is that cold enough? Well, Milan is actually down in the valley, and Cortina, where all of the skiing and snowboarding and all that is way up in the mountains, and the temperatures there are certainly much different. But they're going to have a nice day there in Milan. Temperatures there will be warmer than we'll be today. We're looking at a high of 52 with sunny skies, but 62 on Saturday. Valentine's Day is just looking gorgeous. Sunday, we are still on track for a good soaking rain, so we're going to walk through that for you. Right now, it's cold because this high pressure system rotating clockwise is feeding chilly air in. We're watching the next system starting to develop way around the Four Corners region, and it will gradually over the weekend head our way, moving across the area Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and lingering into early Monday morning. We'll jump on out and take a look starting at 6 or 7 o'clock on Saturday. If you're taking your Valentine out for dinner, it's all good. We'll see increasing clouds, but no rain for Saturday night. By Sunday morning at 6 a.m., we begin to see some light rain moving in, but it's after lunchtime that it really starts to pick up in intensity. It'll become heavy overnight. That's going to be midnight on Saturday night and into Sunday night into Monday, and then moving out as we get through the day on Monday. But Sunday night, 100%. We kept a 30% chance in on Monday morning just to cover the bases in case there's any rain for the morning commute. This is a look at our forecast totals. Our in-house model is about 1 inch, and so is the European model. The American model is at about 1.5 inches. So we're feeling pretty confident that we could get 1 inch of rain out of this, and we really, really need it. Now, with some of that heavier rain Sunday night, there's a small chance that we could have some street flooding, and so we do have that level 1 or that low risk for flooding. And we continue to have severe drought across much much of the state. Yesterday when the drought monitor came out, it was extreme just east of Charlotte. Temperatures to go along with this, not bad. I mean, tomorrow's going to be a nice day to be outside, 62 degrees, 53 Sunday. And then we'll see some warmer temperatures developing as we get to next week. President's Day, mid to upper 50s. And then look, the 70s are back by the middle of the weekend.
Looking forward to that. Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a bit, as you can see here from US 1 and 64 near the Cary Parkway exit, but flowing at a nice steady clip in all directions there on US 1. So let's widen out the view, give you a look at some of the other major routes coming into Raleigh, the Wake County area. Very little to no delays whatsoever, short of a 1-minute delay if you're coming in for Wake Forest, but I-87, I-40, east and westbound, even US 1 coming in from Apex, delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the Cartoon Center on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. In and out. Long wait times are a thing of the past at the DMV, according to the department. We'll tell you what changed.
And if you see some breaking news, maybe you have a story tip or video or pictures of severe weather where you are, and maybe you even saw the rocket launch this morning, send it to us at WRAL.com/report it.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
A special engagement at the Olympics.
All right, Ken Smith's talking all about it and what's trending.
Yeah, love is in the air this Valentine's weekend, right? So Taylor Swift is trending. That's because she is responding to a special moment from the Winter Olympics. Gold medalist Breezy Johnson got engaged to her boyfriend Connor Watkins after Johnson crashed in her Super G competition. Well, the ring box was engraved with a song from Swift's The Alchemy, and to that end, Swift commented on Breezy's Instagram with lyrics from the same song.
Now, all Taylor has to do is show up at the wedding and perform a song. That's it.
But I mean, she gave her blessing right there.
You just put it in the universe.
Well, let's see if it happens.
Well, Taylor also has a wedding.
Yeah, she's getting married too, I guess. She's
Exactly.
pretty busy.
Ken, thank you. Much more news to come. Durham death investigation. A child is dead. Another is in the hospital. The latest from police as we try to find out if there have been any arrests.
Plus, Austin Thompson's sentencing. A final decision expected today on whether the Hedingham shooter will become eligible for parole. The final arguments from the defense and prosecution.
And it's a dog sweater morning. Temperatures are in the 20s if you're heading out the door. And this afternoon, not too bad in the 50s. I'll show you why it will be warmer for Valentine's Day and what part of the weekend will be wet.